Hello, welcome to Hackmed Gaming. I am Hackmed. We are here some more out of ore. Just gonna, keep going away. We got some new stuff added to the game since the last recording. So I'm gonna first let's start by getting that wheel spun. See what we're gonna be messing with today. Hopefully nothing big, because we got grader online. We can't afford nothing. Oh, look at that. Hopefully nothing. And beautiful. Wish that didn't seem so staged. And then our last spin for the tier is obviously what we don't get here. Be unlocked automatically for the next episode. I'm glad I almost added like no unlocks, um, like issue to the beginning wheel. That would have sucked. All right. So since we last did this, they added crude oil, unfiltered water. This is all beta. Added a tank for storage of fluids, added metal or analyzer hand tool. The vehicles now start at 70% fuel, which I assume that means when you buy them, they're at 70, which is way better. And then fix some production units on off state. And also, just today, this one came out, fixed the sluice box, apparently some issue, fixed some other small issues, added a refinery, added a ore sorter, added a rod roller, fixed some attachment issues, fixed wash plant water animation, added animation for steel production units, and fixed other small stuff. So, we still have a problem. My game still keeps, after I save it and load it, the game back up, it comes up as creative. So, the money is kind of an issue. I haven't erased it from last time yet. I think I have the numbers wrote down 30, 40, 41,000 less than what it shows. We don't really have a lot of money to sell anything anyway, so not a huge deal. But let's hop in and let's look here. So, so they added what was it, rod roller. Let's see, where's right there, rod roller. Can use to roll melted metals into rods that can be further processed. Okay, so we get some rods out of there. That's nice. Oil refinery. I don't remember seeing that before. Like in the things they added. I'm just looking through so it was kind of just part of it. So it takes crude oil, and fuel and turns it. Oh, all right. So this could kind of be a separate plant, like an oil field. Okay, that's kind of cool. This is the kind of stuff that I'm happy. I'm so excited they're adding this kind of stuff. Metal sorter. So this will pull out the iron and the aluminum. All right. Trying to think here. That's the one they just added today, technically, which would be July 9th. Nope, this is a metal sorter. They said there was an ore sorter. That might be what they mean. Okay. So that kind of gets me into a place that I feel like a smart sorter is more what I'm thinking, or a lot bigger unit that you can, like, even for now, separate the iron separately, the aluminum separate, whatever you might want to go somewhere else. Because ideally, like I said, I want iron to go to the regular smelter and then the high temp smelter so I can get iron and steel, because I think iron bars and stuff might still be useful. Rod roller or sorter, refinery. Okay, so that's all the stuff from today. They did add some tanks. All right, so any fluid in and it holds any fluid. Beautiful. So it's almost more like a buffer, it seems. And then metal analyze. So this, I believe, I'm trying to remember, this is just patch notes. It wasn't the whole description. I believe this allows you to hold it to the ground and see kind of shallow what's underneath it. Not like removing the need of a drill. Doesn't go deep, but I guess it gives you, so instead of me like on the little dark spots, like, picking down in there, I can just hit it with that. And apparently it'll show us. We're going to go get one of those when we go into town for something. Not a whole lot. We're broke. Got to work on making money. Oh, that is the refinery. Okay. I see it now. I just missed it. I'm going to do, okay, that's the only sorter. It says ore sorter in the things. And I was just kind of thinking, I think they put it right here now, don't they? Yep, there we go. So you can see it. Refinery ore sorter, which is actually, I'm guessing metal sorter, unless I'm missing it. And then the rod roller, fix some issues. And then we also had this one, the refinery ore. Edit ore sorter. Edit ore sorter. Refinery rod. Okay. Same ones. I'm guessing this just has some fixes. This one don't. Yep. Because we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 things there. And no, maybe not. I don't know. And then this was the crude oil, unfiltered water, tank for storage, hand tool. Yep. All right. Cool. Well, let's get into it. We have no debuffs today, so that's a great start. I did not see though. 8,000 for that. And I'm wondering also with the asphalt now, does it say, I wish they need to update this where it shows, like optional crude oil, whatever needs to go into this. That may be asphalt then parentheses or something, increased output with oil input or something, just so people kind of know. Because I don't know what oil goes into that. I'd have to look that up or try it. And that's not a huge deal. All right, so we have this guy here. We're all set up to run. We need to get some more coal. I think I just need to keep working on the pit down there. I think that's probably the best course of action, right? We need money, so let's let me do that. There we go. Had to hide the patch notes over my OBS so I could see, make sure everything was working. Oh yeah, I forgot about this little incident here. I'll take care of that. I think we're gonna keep scooping this. I think we're gonna work on getting this part down. Can't quite make that. I have to dig some of that out. And then we got to work on clearing this stuff. All right, so I think I can pick this stuff up now because we are no longer have to worry about running off the edge at the moment. And I think we'll just do that so we kind of know where we're going through. Should work. All right, let's go get our loader. Still feel like that works the quickest. Yeah, we got a lot of dirt to move here. So once we get some of these freaking bigger loaders and stuff, or even excavators, we'll be going all right. So again, we're gonna have to redo our plant, but obviously we know we need to get a much bigger footprint for it. Oh. But I don't think we have to worry about that right now. Had an itch, didn't really want to run into the side of the wall there, but that eventually that I think's gonna have to get improved and widened anyway. We're not gonna fit the big trucks down there. Yeah, let's just get this stuff going. Cleaned up here real quick from the tip over. Oh, keep digging. And then once we're here, we're getting kind of in a position here fairly quick, I think. Once we get probably, I don't know, maybe the grader. We'll have to figure out a better way to do this, that long road, and I'm hoping the grader is the answer. Gonna have to get our tier complete so we can tier up, because obviously higher tier we unlock, bigger, better equipment we're gonna get, which increases obviously the speed of all of this. Yeah, we better adjust that a little bit. You know, we're gonna go right the front of it. And that guy's pretty full, but let's get another scoop ready to unload when it comes back. I wanted to get this perfect. Probably get this last little chunk there, and we'll probably do okay. That's good. So yeah, so I'm not sure at this point how to go about fixing not using money. I have tried redoing the save as a standard, and then just copying over the money in the save file part of it, which worked in the past. That's how I made the map. I'm guessing there's something in that metadata, even though I didn't transfer it over, that it's pulling from or something. I don't know if anybody knows or has any idea. I'd be super excited to figure it out, because I don't really want to have to go through every episode adding and minusing the money up and then editing the game file. But in the past, yeah, I just created a standard game and then copy over the file, and it worked. Like I said, I created the whole map under creative, so I had the money. If I would have known that this was going to be an issue, I would have just created it under standard and just gave myself money. But yeah, I did that last episode. I was recording. I stopped halfway. Not halfway, not even halfway. Whenever we started buying stuff, and I realized I wasn't spending the money, and I tried it and it didn't work. Didn't say creative at the time, but it definitely didn't work. And now, when I load up today, it said creative, so it's pulling from something. It sees something somewhere. I tried also there's a metadata folder where it shows like it was in creative, and I tried changing it and it didn't do anything, so I don't know. So yeah, please, if you have any idea how I might be able to fix this. So once we get to the point where obviously money don't matter, I'm not going to be as worried about that part. You know, it is what it is kind of thing. But till I get there, I want to kind of do it the best I can. Come on, go down. Okay, that's right. I was like, why didn't I bulldoze this side? It's because there's a lot of stuff up in there. I still got to rescue my truck at some point. I pick up. But for now, it's just going to stay tipped up by town until I probably buy the next piece of equipment to flip her back over on my way through. Or try to flip it over. Not a super long walk at least, so we have that going for us. Yeah, and it doesn't, I don't think it burns enough fuel to dink with. Turning these on and off every time. Just leave them running. Depending on how our rolls go, I'm planning on hopefully get some Paydirt. I'm getting that to start running here in the next 4 to 5 episodes. At least that's my hope. But as we know, anything I ever try to plan out never goes as I want it to. We got all that to do. We're going to figure out another tier and level for our plant and more placement. We have to... What else do we have to do? We're going to have to build onto the wash plant pad. We got to get it switched over to probably steel while we're in that process, because that makes the most sense. No point in keep adding on to it and then just destroying it. So we have some steel parts being made now. I'd like to get that automated as well, so we can just keep pumping out steel floors, at least steel floors. I think steel floors would be very useful to us more than anything, but we don't really need to have walls. Get this coal going so it can get stored. for our coal plant. I do think I need to, I don't know if I have any storage containers, conveyor storages left. Because ultimately, I probably realistically need to move that plant and just store the coal, because I don't really plan on my coal plant staying there. So if I leave it there, then I don't know what's going to happen to all the coal that's inside of it. So I'm going to have to hopefully remember that before I start this thing. In fact, when I go up there and empty this out, maybe I'll take a quick look, because if not, I know I'm going to forget. I'm going to yank that freaking machine on, turn all the power on, and... Or worse, or if I don't have a storage container for it, I could always... get a storage, and then I can just run the coal plant until it runs out of coal, then rehook up, you know, over here. Might be an option. Let's get this guy down. Let's take a look at it real quick. This will be all dirt. That is all coal. Blooded mess. Gotta love it. And I think we can pick this up for now, too. Just get this out of the way, because I don't think we're going to do anything with it. And the same with this. Just clean that up a little bit. And see if we have a storage. We have storage, and we'll just... We have one storage. I'm not sure. I just see, can I? Oh, I can just pull the coal right out of there. Okay. All right, let's close that. Let's just store that for now. I think that makes the most sense. All right. All right, there. Now we're good. Now we're good to go. Originally, I know I thought about having like an asphalt plant in town and a steel plant in town, and having to take the iron to there. And as we've moved on in this series and how it's kind of slowly progressed, just for better watching experience, I assume anyway, and for sake of progression a little bit for the video, I don't, obviously, as you can tell, I think I'm going to go a different route, and I think I'm just gonna ultimately, by the end, if there is an end, I plan on, I think, just doing the separate plants here. try to take some of this so I have room to back up and all that through here. But I do want to find some other things to build in town at some point. So part of the challenge is that I have, I think, labeled out on that little sheet I made, which is in the Discord. If you're still interested or you're just finding the series and want to play along, the map is in there and a little rule set that I made, and should be links to the wheels. If you do get the wheels, you're better off just saving them, and that way you can edit them as you go and, you know, keep them removed and stuff. Probably be a lot easier if you're not recording, because I go and I have all the wheels, obviously in OBS, and then once I remove something, that's great, but I have to go to the site, remove it, resave it, reshare the link to my OBS. So because obviously I'm not using the website to open it. I just didn't like the looks and trying to get it to look good on the screen as much. But, you know, as I said at the beginning of this season, if you're going to follow along, that is awesome. Let me know. Let me know in the comments below. Let me know in Discord if you're in the Discord. I'd be interested in some point stopping by if you wouldn't mind and kind of seeing what you got going on at your place. I'd assume it's a lot further than mine if you have a lot of time to play it. If I just straight up played and didn't record, I'd probably be leagues ahead. Also, you may have seen, if you've been on the channel, if you're new, I've been doing some Call of the Wild, the Hunter Call of the Wild, I guess, technically. Been doing a lot of multiplayer at night. It's been kind of chill and relaxing and fun and chaotic, all the things that you'd expect to have. Working on getting a server, so to speak, for out of or up. Still not to that stage to know if it's going to work how I'm hoping. If not, might have to see if I have enough parts laying around to build a little computer that I can run the game on if my server don't have the proper GPU utilizations for stuff. You know, so there is not dedicated server. I'm hoping they add it at some point. And I know that it's not top priority just due to the fact that ultimately there's not a lot of multiplayer compared to, you know, what the stats AC. So I can definitely understand it, and I'm totally okay with them working on all this new stuff they've been adding lately. It's been going pretty crazy. I probably need to go over there with the dozer too and start getting more of that cleared. You know, before I get too far over there and make it kind of a pain in the butt on myself. I just don't want to lose all this coal. Before, coal kind of was just, you know, you could sell it. But now it's got its uses. We got a whole plant that can run off of it. You need it for, you needed it for steel. Well, you needed it for steel. Whoa. You technically don't anymore, right? Because the high temp smelter don't look like it uses coal to make the steel. What are some things that you guys want to see added still? Like production wise? I know a lot of the stuff I want almost kind of feels more, like your typical automation game. I know it's not automation game, like the smart splitters or sorters, something like that. And I'm totally 1,000% okay if they never add stuff like that. But logic, all that stuff I'd really like to see. And I don't think logic would be far-fetched, right? Like sensors, stuff like that. Said it multiple episodes, and I'll always say it, more building pieces would be absolutely amazing. Because people build a lot of really cool stuff in this game. And I'd love to see it if they had a little bit better building system. We're not talking like enshrouded and, some of the... I don't know what I'm doing here. I wanted to turn around, but I should have did it, in the big wide open area. I'm not talking like shrouded level, in Valheim and crap like that with the beams or even satisfactory building level. There actually stuff isn't too bad, especially with the clipping and stuff you're allowed to do and all that now. But maybe a few improvements. And I'd 100%, 1,000% be okay if they released new stuff, like themes, and put it as a paid DLC. Just to be clear, I like the little decoration pack I bought. It helps support the game, keeps it going, which is awesome. And I think the price point was fair. That's what I really enjoyed. It wasn't like, oh, hey, $20. They don't seem greedy to me, which is awesome. Because nowadays in gaming, it just feels like, mainly it feels like the bigger companies and obviously whatnot are just greedy. Like it amazes, like, you go to, I don't know, I don't play Call of Duty, so I don't know real prices, but what are skins in there? Little packages, 30, 40, 50 bucks probably. And it is Activision Blizzard, right? So, or Microsoft Activision Blizzard, whatever it is now. I know Overwatch, there's like, buy like a mythic weapon. It's 40 bucks if you get it when it's on the sale. Other than that, I think it's almost 80 bucks if you have to buy the mythic tokens to buy it. How much did it cost to make that? Like realistically. I'd love to see the numbers because you just really see how greedy a lot of these places are, and we already know it anyway. Like you make a clothing item or a appearance items in games, just cosmetic. They shouldn't need to make freaking $100 million off of it. I guarantee a lot of these companies, there's not even a number you can times it by that they've made more than the game it costs to build the whole game itself. Like you're telling me I can buy a whole game for 69, 70 bucks, but to buy, a couple outfits in the game, it's going to cost me 80 to 100. I don't know. I just don't understand the logic, and I don't buy a whole lot of cosmetic stuff. But I guarantee if we all stopped somehow, then prices would have to come down. I'm still a firm believer that, if instead of selling it for 40 bucks, you sell it for 10 $15 top, maybe for like coolest ones. I think they'd make more money. I know a bunch of people that won't buy a skin at all at the prices that they're at or cosmetic stuff, but if you lower it down, they would. But shareholders and profits and multi-million-dollar CEO salaries, guess that's what we get. But whatever. It is what it is. I've actually wanted to make like a video and do some like kind of like real talk videos, stuff like that. Just to kind of talk about my opinion that nobody probably gives a shit about on different things in the gaming world. But I do feel gaming is gonna start getting a little in trouble here. I mean, we're already in trouble, but I think it's gonna definitely get worse before it gets better, because you see it in a lot of different industries, not just gaming. Greed just kills stuff. I know it's not all, I understand those big companies, they have a lot of people. Well, they used to, but now that everyone's getting laid off, they have a lot of people. They got a lot of overhead. But I just don't. I don't understand why you. I don't know. I don't know enough about the industry, I'm sure, but with my no-brain logic, I would think you take your giant company, whatever you want, whatever company you want it is, Ubisoft, EA, just whatever. You insert random name that you enjoy saying. Split them up into smaller teams and make games. Look how many games this year alone, like solo and dual devs, have made that have been hits and better than any game that any AAA studios put out. It's just crazy. And it's fun. And even early access titles usually are less buggy or problematic than most, AAA games coming out, which is crazy. Not all of them. I mean, obviously there's bad indie studios, there's bad devs, there's people that hop on it, but like if you could take the power of these AAA studios and the equipment they have and the experience of some of the people and all that, and you build a Phasmophobia. Me and my wife and a couple guys in Discord have been playing that lately, so it comes to mind. Make a Phasmophobia style game, ghost hunting game. I understand how it couldn't be huge and couldn't be really good, And the bad thing is I say that, but at the same time, I don't want the big companies to do that. I really love indie studios, and I love indie devs and people out here trying to learn it and do it. Like I said, I've multiple times, I don't know how many times in the last probably 2 years, I've installed Unreal or Unity and started working on a thing and trying to figure it out and learn. I'm like, I just ain't got time. I can't do it. So I stopped. So it's nice when people do that and stick with it and have the time and ability to do it. But I mean, I'd rather be all indie, but I think AAA studios or quadruple A, Skull and Bones, has a place in the industry. I think it's a balance that has to take place. I don't know how I got on this rant, all because I said I didn't mind their DLC they put in the game, and I thought it was a fair price and felt like a supportive price, and I'd love to see some more. add a new building system to the game, and then add different building sets for supporter packs. As long as you stick with the same, you know, $5. All right, I think, yeah, we're going to take that highest shelf all the way off. And I'm sure the devs out of horror, you know, they're not perfect. I'm sure there was a lot to this game before I got into it and whatever, and I don't care. I see updates, I see communication. Sure, they introduce a new bug or they do something maybe majority of the community don't like or want, whatever the case might be. The example, I'm okay with that kind of stuff ultimately, because we're being communicated with, we're being talked to. There's a dev blog every Friday. You can go to their Discord to see that. I know on my Discord, I'm following it, so it pops up there as well. And I'm sure other out of or content creators that have Discords and stuff like that, or even just friends of yours that might have it followed. Just communication. That's ultimately, I think, what most people in gaming want. Communication, what's going on, what's happening. Sure, a lot of people want feedback or, you know, want their opinions to be taken into effect, or want, you know, person, I want this added to the game. So they're, you know, they get mad when it doesn't get added, and, you know, which I get to that to a point. Like if I was a dev, I made a game and I had 1,000 people saying, I want this, I want this, I want this. Depending on what it is and my game and my vision and what my dream is, I'd probably add it or find a way to add it if it is possible. But I'm sure there's times stuff it just isn't feasible with the engine or with the systems that are already in play. You know, or they know it'll tear up performance. Like this game, I'd love to see volumetric water. I'd love to see rivers and lakes that flow, and, you know, like you got a river flowing down the mountain right here, comes down to a lake over there. I'd love to be able to cut a trench and fill this with water. I'm sure that would never happen. But I'd love to see it. And then your pump goes into there, you know. And sure, you never know, maybe. But even just the, you know, the water level layer would be nice, but I don't know how that would work in this game either, because you dig, you go underground. So, you know, like that, you know, usually those games like that, there's just water under the entire map essentially. And once you hit that altitude or distance down, it, you know, the water just appears because it's underneath it all. So that'd be really hard here. But, you know, I know you got a lot of people would love to see like water monitors to spray the dirt. That'd be cool. Be cool to see your cuts fill up, you know, like if you dig too close to a water source, it kind of bleeds over and you got to pump it out, or, you know, build a dam, whatever. I think all that would be really cool. I don't expect to ever see it though. Anytime you add physics to a game, you start really messing with performance, and you can't really limit out a group of people that may not have a system. I mean, to be honest with you, my system probably wouldn't handle it. And if it would, it probably definitely wouldn't while I'm trying to record a video. But it'd be cool, nonetheless. Doesn't mean it wouldn't be cool to see. Be cool to be implemented. But yeah, what's stuff you guys would like to see, even if it's stupid or you don't think it's possible? Let me know in the comments. And yes, this is me saying, hey, send me a comment. One, I am truly interested, but two, who doesn't love engagement on their videos? And if you are already a subscriber to the channel, you probably noticed I've been playing around, different way of doing thumbnails. I'm just trying to test the waters to see what I can do to get my content out there further to people, get some better SEO in there. I recently started getting some shorts going off of my videos to one, just, you know, if anything kind of funny happens like that, I get that going. And then I also started a TikTok to get clips on there. Again, just trying to go, you know, try to, if I'm going to do this thing, I'm going to try to do it to the best of my ability without changing, you know, too much who I am. Because that's not really my style. Call me out on it if you start seeing it, but and yes, I know this is not flat at all. Probably had a good deal to do with mixing between the loader and the excavator down here. Like even this, I've destroyed this ramp. Too close to the edges. Dumping the truck upside down into it a few episodes ago. But we can get it fixed. I have faith. It's got to go wider anyway, so. Retrospect, I probably could have left that down there again. Now I'm starting to hope. I guess I can always start the ramp back further if I need to. I can always adjust that. That the ramp's got enough room to be long enough to get down to the cut and make the turn here along the mountain. Worst case, I always cut into the mountain, maybe build a cool little like tunnel through there to circle around. Could be a cool project. But yeah, if you're enjoying the video, hit that like button for me. But definitely leave some comments below. I enjoy engaging. You know, I'm not gonna tell you I'm gonna respond to every comment. I'm gonna try. Let's say, like I see people, you know, like the big streamers and stuff, you know, and some of them, you know, started out and you watch them in their early videos. Oh, I respond to every comment, and then you know they have multi-millions of views and 100,000 comments. I'm like, that's a promise that I would never want to make, because I mean, it'd just be impossible to keep up with. So I will not promise to respond to every comment. I will say this, as I don't have a lot of comments all the time, I usually respond to them. If even a little smiley face, just to, you know, acknowledge I've seen it, which is nice sometimes, I think. But yeah. Yeah, if you want, come on and join in the Discord. Been trying to hopefully try to get some more stuff set up again. But a lot of times you'll see there's a good 3 or 4 of us that kind of play different games. And, you know, we're in Discord and down in a channel, a voice channel. We're playing a game that is multiplayer or whatever. You want to hop in? Join in the voice chat or say something. Send me a DM. Don't be shy. I'm down to have a good time, and usually You know, like we're playing Call of the Wild, Hunter Call of the Wild a lot the last few nights. If you got it, want to play it, come on into the channel. If we're down there, that's for that reason. The only channel you won't be able to join if you see me in it, and I think it's live now, which I probably just should redo, because I record videos out of there sometimes, like if I have a video planned. So I'll be recording, so I limit it down, but if I'm not recording, I'm in a public channel. Hop on in, send me a DM, ask if we got room for more, whatever the case may be. Obviously some games, like, little Phasmophobia, we've been playing a little bit. A little more limited. But, yeah, don't be shy. Come on in. Send me a message. Hop in and play. We seem to have a lot of different time zones in the channel, so that makes it hard a little bit here and there, but we're there. I'll let you know when I post a new video. All sorts of different game category, topics in there to separate, so you can, talk or whatever one you're more comfortable in. A lot of stuff just gets done in general. I'm gonna add some more place to post some screenshots, just anything going on in there. Hop on in. Not sure why, but I also created a Steam group. Link is in the description. Discord, all the links are in the description that I've talked about. TikTok, all that. And sure, this is kind of like promoting it, all the stuff, but it's also just filling space and talking. But I was assuming that it would be a lot easier to get matched up on games and stuff if I understood the Steam groups correctly. Like, you don't have to be on a friends list to see it, which works nice, because maybe you join in and to the group, and then you decide, you know what, I don't like these people, I don't like this guy, whatever the case may be. You can leave and not worry about like trying to set up friends, and some games are just easier to invite through friends. So I feel like you can do that with that Steam group, but I'm not 100%. My plan is hopefully to finish getting, man, I don't know if we can get it all or not. It's a lot, but get this. Oh, I did not go down. Get this little bit of lip here cleared off. And then next episode, depending on what we will probably get, bulldozer, dozer down. But plan on going up there and trying to clear off that next top layer. Finish clearing that, so we can get down to this Paydirt. We have one more level to go down. I want to go get that tool analyzer too. I want to see how that works, because I am kind of curious. Nope, no little air nuggets. Come on. Get down, and once we get down, we'll probably, like, once we get all this to the same level, then I'll probably kind of go through and try to clean up the edges a little bit, clean up this ramp, do stuff like that. And then we'll hit that dozer up and get down one more level. And we can start clearing and get into some pay dirt. I don't know if the dozer's out of fuel or close to it either. I'll have to figure that out at some point. I like the auto center. Like that's a feature I'd like to add. I'm pretty sure I brought this up before. Like the auto centering to be vehicle specific. So that way I can have the rock trucks do it, but not the loaders. I'm just going to have to start blocking my puppy from sleeping underneath my desk so I can just get back to using my wheel, because that makes it really nice. Starting to get a little high here. Gotta see if I can't cut this down a little bit. And of course, when I say a little bit, I'm going to do that right there. Yeehaw. Oh, yeah. I still got to get over there, too, and finish. Finish getting all that iron and aluminum, lithium, everything that's over there out. All right, let's fix this little mess up. Yeah, that looks a little better. Like I said, still when I'm running town, I want to grip. I get that analysis. I want to see that thing. Maybe we'll do that real quick. Maybe we'll empty this. Maybe we'll go run up there and. Do I have that truck working again? I could always take that guy. I might be able to push the other pickup back over. I don't even know. I think all the parts are in my truck, aren't they? Yes. Go for a run. Let's jog up to town here and see about a new tool. Because if I don't, the next episode, I'll get like the general stores down, and then I won't be able to get it for another episode. So I just need to go get it now. I said it's not too bad. Not too bad of a walk. You know, and why I'm thinking of it. Just seeing. Nope. Guess why I'm here. I'll save. Yeah, that's the season 2 Redux. I just renamed it something because season 2, this was where I tried to get it off of creative mode. I'm going to try again. Maybe I'll message a mod or something in their Discord and see if there's any help or anything to do, or been a few days since I searched it. Maybe I can search it and someone has an answer. So I'm just going to have to try to remember as I'm buying stuff, write down how much. I wonder if selling adds to it. I hope so. Yeah, all that we worked on is probably going to have a little bit of adjustments. I mean, all in all, this needs smooth. That didn't turn out terribly bad. And that would also be a thing that'd be cool if you could have whatever you, like pieces, like barriers or cones that actually adjust with the slope so they sit sideways instead of like straight down, that they'd actually follow the slope. That'd be kind of cool because you'd be able to do some cool stuff on edges, but that's all right. I better write down this $65. So what did I say? I had 40. I got like 30,000. I kind of feel like, how much is the oil refinery, water refinery? Oh, it takes it from unfiltered water to filter. Okay. Where are the storage tanks? So we have 72 minus, what did I say? 41. We have 30,000. So we should be able to afford this for 6,500 and 84. There. Okay, well, I'm gonna erase that last one I just wrote down because I wrote 84,000. There. Now we're pretty much done buying stuff for the most part. Yes. Oh, that's what I wanted to see. Okay, well, at least I get the money for selling. Thank goodness. Jesus. Nothing. I just tried to crouch, in case you're wondering about the quick camera switch. Guessing there's just nothing there. I kind of wonder. Go. Thought about trying that last episode, but I was just too busy. All right, we're back. All we did is do a little bit of digging. It's like a Baja course over here. Dirt? Oh, is it? Did it say it there last time too? So is this? Do you gotta see it to actually? I thought it would penetrate the ground a little bit. I mean, I guess it's nice. I've used it a few times, saying, "Hey, what is that?" And I hit it with the pickaxe to see, but I might have to go back and reread that. I feel like I read it wrong, apparently. What are you gonna do? I know I have that nice, smooth-ish road over there, and I cut across because this is quicker. But I don't think it was after all that. Sorry, you can flip now. I can easily get you back over. I actually want to know right now. Let's see here. Hopefully. Metal analyzer. A basic hand tool that helps you identify different ores and materials in the ground. This should be a great way to surface prospect. The drill is still needed for medium depth prospecting. So you see, it says surface. That tells me, like, I take that as since drills are needed for medium to deep, then unless I'm doing something wrong. Like now it's not even showing dirt. It's just grass, maybe? It doesn't show grass, which is fine. Huh. Whatever. All right. So let's see here. let's grab some of our stuff back. Let's get our pipe. Get that. Let's get our oil pump. And this needs to go on top of a coal deposit. Which, I don't know, is there coal here? Nope. Yeah, I guess I just misunderstood the whole, surface. All right, so that's coal. Do that, do a refinery, do that right into a light tank. Does it not need barrels then? Oh, maybe we bring that, bring those. I don't think we need those, right? Bring that and that. Oh, if I do that though, I'm going to need. Okay. I don't know. Have they increased range on these at all? Or are they still like 5 feet? Like, I don't know the range that you can go on it. So that makes it really hard to, like, get maximum distance. I'm gonna assume that's pretty close. All right, so now we are onto this thing. We go. Hey, how do I get this to work? Do we have to put a little speed thing in there too? Not that it matters. I don't quite think it's going to reach. Let's see here. What am I missing? Splitter. No, none of those. Is there a new... Do I need one of these on there? I'm not sure where it would go. Huh. 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 I don't think I have any more, do I? I think I ever bought any but the one. We're gonna screw this all up, and I'm gonna... pick this up, see if it goes somewhere there. Sure as shit. All right, so knowing that, let's... try to get that there as close as I can. You're just a hair too far. But I know we maybe can go a little bit more that way. Why will you not? Oh. Rebuild. Should have did this one first. You're going to be just a hair too far, right? No. Oh, look at that. We stretched that pretty good. Oh, now I got to walk down here and turn this guy on. back down a bit more. I guess the next question is, yeah, I don't know why I'm even bother putting straight pieces in there. Just, I know I'm not going to reach it now. What else do I have? I have smaller pillars, and this shouldn't need this much. I hope. I don't know if do they burn up by how much power is provided to them, or do they burn up for how much power they take? Guess we'll find out. All right. Do I have to have coal exposed? It says coal, right? Definitely is. Or is this not a coal deposit? Maybe I'm doing that wrong. Maybe deposit is a little different. Gotta flatten this back out a little bit and then And do I need the whole thing on the coal? Or do I just need the end piece? Or does it just take a while and I wasn't being patient enough? Let's let that pump for a minute. And we can turn off the coal plant. Or the fuel plant here, because we don't need to be burning fuel for that. All right, let's get down here. I think I left the loader on. Let's do that. Let's see what we got going. I'm clearly doing something wrong. Maybe I have to dig down and actually has to sit like this. Or maybe it has to. Maybe it actually has to be on wooden support on top of it. Or that's not a coal deposit. All right, that's what it says. Coal. Placed on coal. So we will try, if there's nothing in there, we'll try stripping back all of the area and make sure it sits the whole thing on coal. Which, kind of thinking that might be the issue. I'm going to try that. And if not, I'm going to have to figure it out, work on it at some point. Oh, man. Will say, though, it is kind of fun most of the time learning this new stuff. Sometimes you just learning new things like this kind of stuff can be like very irritating. A lot of trial and error, but I don't know, I find it fun. It's not big enough, is it? Oh, okay, so it will tell you it'll work if placed here. Okay. That's whatever. I ain't gonna say nothing. I ain't gonna say that it's not even there, but that's okay. All right. Guess we should try to clear this off a little bit. Don't need that getting buried in dirt and overheating. No, there's no, as far as I know, there's no overheating in the game like that. That being in the ground a little bit, that ain't a big deal. Oh, yay. And it is moving. I didn't know if it moved without a conveyor belt. Crude oil to oil. Oh, no, that's right. So... So I would want another refinery to turn it from the oil into the fuel, and then another one for fuel into generator. So I need 2 more refineries. And it just produces the barrels. I'm going to go with, that's kind of like a work in progress. Well, you know what, though? No, we'll just leave it hooked up, and next episode we'll run the wash plant when we get started into it. And I'll just leave wire tool right on. Need to move this just in case she breaks down. Oh yeah, that's probably the most excited I'm for, is getting this done, get a bunch of money built up so we can I want to build a really cool plant. I want to try anyway. But yeah, I think that's where we'll leave it here. We got some more of the cut down there opened up. Probably as long as nothing breaks down, we're able. Next episode we will get that emptied out because it's almost full, if not full now. We'll hook that back up, but we'll just let that keep pumping fuel. Just running off of wind power. And then we'll get down there and get the rest of that high spot taken care of. And then we'll hop in the dozer and start trying to clear the rest of the dirt off that cut and getting that iron and stuff out of there as well. Yeah, a lot to do, but we're making progress. So I thank you for taking the time to watch the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, hit that like button. Leave a comment below. Anything you want, any questions, any ideas? Tell me some stuff that you guys want to see in the game, or if you have any idea how to get my game back off of creative mode somehow, that'd be awesome. Or yeah, anything else. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button for me, I really appreciate it. It supports the channel a lot. Thank you for all the support so far. We have a wonderful night, evening, and morning, and hope to catch you in this video. Bye.